So after we fill out this table, we found that the slope is -3, right? I want you to look at the coefficient of x here. It's a negative what? What is it? I can't hear you guys. It's a -3. Can you tell me what is the slope? It's also -3. What do you notice about the coefficient of x and the slope? They're the same. Does it make sense? Why? Look back up here, please. So if you go back to the equation of the line, y equals mx plus b, m is a coefficient of x, and m represents the slope. So it makes sense. It should be the same, right? Because technically, this right here is the equation of the line, which is y equals mx plus b. This is the coefficient of x. At the same time, it's the slope. Right? So your slope, whenever you're finding the slope, if it doesn't match the coefficient of x, that means you have done something wrong. Go back and check your work. Okay. Are you guys okay with this? Can I scroll up? Okay, now we're going to look at rate of change word problems. So using the information in the table below, calculate the rate of change. What is the slope of the line, and what would this line look like on a graph? So what do I have here? I have hours worked versus total earning. Okay? So, which one is your x, which one is your y? So that's your x. And that is your y. So when you plot them, you know what to put where. Now, how can I find the rate of change? What do I have to do? Start at the bottom and go 30 minus 24 over 5 minus 4. Okay? 30 minus 24 over 5 minus 4. What do I get? 6. Then I do 24 minus 18 over 4 minus 3. 6. 18 minus 12 over 3 minus 2. 6. 12 minus 6 over 2 minus 1. 6. 6 take away 0 over 1 take away 0. 6. Don't fill out the first one. What's my slope? 6. Okay? Now, the slope of the line is 6. Now let's plot this. Okay? So at 0 hours worked, I have 0. So my first point is right here. 1 hour, I have 6. So if she works for 1 hour, she gets paid $6. Right? Let's define, before we plot this, let's define the x and y axis. So this is the time in hours, and this is total earning in dollars. Okay? Very important that you label your axis. Where did I get my label from? I got them from my table of value, right? I should say hour work, and this I got it from here. Now let's keep plotting. My third point is 212. So 212. Then 318. I might not be able to fit all these points here. I'm not going to be able to fit any more, but you guys have the idea of it, right? So if I draw the line is going to be like this. You know, you've noticed that I've extended the line only from one side. Why do you think I did not extend my line right here at the bottom? Why did I not do that? Why did I just extend it right here? What is that? Because you can't work less than 0 hours. Can you work negative hours? No. Okay? So here's when, Katia, this is when you need to know what X values to use. You need to be able to think, my hours can't be negative. So that means my X values, I can't pick negative X values. Okay? So
That's if you're not given the numbers.
That's if you're not giving the numbers. If I want to look at the slope of this line, right, I'm going to take 2 points, and I'm going to go, okay, it goes run over by 1, up by 6, right? Makes sense. 6 over 1, rise over run. Okay? Everything should make sense. Everything should relate when you're flying. So you're going up by 6 and over by 1. Right? So this is over 1. Up 6, right? Because I'm going from 0, this is basically 6, right? So up 6, and my slope is 6. So slope is rise over run. Now, you're going to ask, what's the difference between rate of change and slope? So far what we have seen, we've seen that the rate of change is the same as the slope, is actually the slope. The only difference between the rate of change and the slope is that the rate of change has a unit. The slope doesn't. Okay? So let me write that down. The rate of change has a unit. Okay? So my rate of change here is 6. But 6 what? Dollars per what? Per hour. Exactly. So the rate of change is $6 per hour. Okay? So if the question asks you, okay. So the rate of change, always, when you do the answer, you must include a unit next to it. And the unit is basically the unit of the y over the unit of the x. Dollars per hours. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. Are we okay with this? So it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing as the slope. It's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's still the same thing as rise over run. The only difference is that it has a unit. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Problem is, for some reason, yesterday and today, the computer has stopped working, and then I lose all my work. So what I'm doing is between page and page, I'm saving my work. What time is it? 3 o'clock? We can do this, and then, okay. Okay, a downtown parking garage charges $2.50 per hour after 6 p.m. Create a table of values that shows the total charges for up to 5 hours. So, you guys have to help me here. So, if you park for the first hour, how much are you gonna pay? $2.50. And what is going to happen after another hour? How much are you gonna pay if you park for 2 hours? $5. So what are you doing? Or adding $2.50 each time, right? So if you add $2.50, you're gonna get the $5. Okay? So what we did is we added $2.50. Right? Now, how about if you park for 3 hours? $7.50. Add another $2.50 to the $5. And then $10. And then $12.50 if you park for 5 hours. Good. What do you think your rate of change is going to be? 2. Okay? So let's do it just because we should be showing our work. So if I do 1250 1250 minus 10 over 5 minus 4, I'm gonna get 250. Okay? And so on and so forth. So you guys know what you're doing, right? 10 minus 750 over 4 minus 3, 250, and so on and so on. So what do I put on my x-axis?
Hours.
Number of hours worked. What do I put on the y-axis?
$100.
Yeah? I have 1 hour, it's $2.50. You guys have to be careful because it's right here, because $3 is right here. Okay? So $2.50 is one block above 2.
Ours doesn't show the block.
Yours doesn't show?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to
Just kind of
figure it out.
try to figure it out. What happens is when I print, right, it doesn't show properly, even though I try to print very with a dense. So for the 2 hours, I was charged $5, so it's gonna be in the middle between the 4 and the 6. for 3 hours, I'm gonna get charged $7.50, right? So it's right here, just below the 8. 4 hours will be $10, and 5 hours it will be $12.50.
Please.
Okay? Now, it asks you to choose any 2 points on the line and find the rise and run between them. So find 2 points, find 2 points on the line and find the rise between them. Any 2 points, right? You don't have to be, it doesn't matter which 2 points. You can pick 2 points, I can pick 2 points, and we're gonna end up with the same answer. So which one do you guys wanna find? Let's do this. Just for fun. Let's go from here to here. So, I went up from 5 to 10. What's my rise? And I went over from 2 to 4. What's my run? 2. Okay? My rise is 5, so I went up from 5 to 10. And I went over from 2 to 4. So what's my slope? 5, which is what in decimal?
2.5.
Is that the same thing as what I have?